All right, today we're diving into a really powerful new way to look at your professional life. We're talking about moving beyond just the resume and into a world of, well, almost infinite potential. Let's get into it.
So let me just start by asking you this. Think about your career. Do you see it as a predictable, kind of mechanical process? You put in the work, you get the promotion, check the boxes. Or do you see it as something more alive, a dynamic field of possibilities just waiting for you to shape it? Seriously, how you answer that question could change absolutely everything.
To really grasp this new way of thinking, we first have to break down the old one. So, in our first section here, we're going to explore what's called the career machine myth. That traditional mindset that might just be holding you back without you even realizing it. For decades, the professional world has pretty much run on this mechanical model. We're all taught to optimize our metrics, to quantify every little achievement, and to basically program ourselves into the perfect candidate. This whole view just reduces us to walking algorithms, right? It treats our professional identity like it's nothing more than a bunch of data points. But here's the thing, and it's absolutely crucial. You are not a resume-generating machine. Your real value, your unique genius, it's not found in being some perfectly programmed robot. No way. It's found somewhere so much deeper.
Okay, so if we're not machines, what are we? And that brings us to our second section, where we're going to completely shift gears and look at our careers through a totally different lens. A deeper quantum reality? Now look, we're not about to get into a heavy physics lesson here. Think of it more as using these incredible principles as a metaphor, a new way to unlock how we think about our own potential.
And you can see the two worldviews right here, side by side. The old way of thinking, it's all built on isolated bits of information and just fierce competition. But the quantum paradigm is the total opposite. It's built on meaning, on deep interconnection, and on cooperation. It's a fundamental shift from seeing a bunch of separate parts to seeing one interconnected whole.
And this is more relevant right now than ever before. In this age of AI, information, and processing data, that's becoming a commodity. An advanced algorithm can crunch numbers way better than any of us can. But you know what it can't do? It can't process meaning. Your inner experience, your consciousness, your unique ability to find purpose, that is your most valuable asset, hands down.
And this all leads to this incredible idea of the holistic career. Just like quantum physics shows us that particles are all interconnected parts of one big field, this perspective says your career isn't just a random list of jobs. Every single step, every role you've had, every setback you've faced, every person you've met, it's all part of this larger, interconnected journey of your personal growth. Nothing is ever wasted.
So if that's true, it brings us right to our third section, cooperation over competition. See, this new way of thinking doesn't just change how we see ourselves. It completely rewrites the rules for how we should deal with our professional relationships.
Think about it. The traditional corporate ladder is all survival of the fittest, right? It's a zero-sum game. For me to win, you have to lose. It's built on this core assumption that we're all separate individuals, all fighting for the same scarce resources. But that entire model is built on a totally flawed idea, the illusion that we're separate at all. But once you really understand that we're all interconnected, the whole goal shifts from competing to connecting. The future of work, for sure, belongs to people who can build genuine resonance with others, who can foster deep trust, and who can cooperate in a way that creates something way, way bigger than any one person could ever build alone.
And that brings us to our fourth and final section, become the career creator. Because now it's time to take all these ideas and actually turn them into a mindset you can use to go from being just an observer of your career to being an active participant in creating it.
So, how do we actually make this shift? Well, it really boils down to 3 key steps. First, you have to acknowledge your inner experience, your gut feelings, your intuition, your sense of what has meaning. That's your most valuable compass. Second, you have to see your journey holistically, connecting the dots between all your past experiences. And third, you have to use conscious intention to focus on the reality you actually want to create. This all leads to a really profound insight from the quantum world. The very act of observing something changes its reality. And guess what? The exact same thing is true for your career. You're not just a passive bystander letting things happen to you. You are an active participant, and your conscious intention, that's the force that turns all those infinite possibilities into a tangible reality. So I'll end with this thought. If you stop seeing yourself as just a machine, and you start seeing yourself as a creator in a field of infinite potential, well, the question is no longer what job can I get? Instead, it becomes, what reality will you choose to create?